difficulty with our members of parliament, our honorable members of parliament, becoming both the appropriators of fund, debating the budget, appropriating cash, then following the cash themselves, yes, and spending the cash. I think it blurs the roles, because the work of parliament is to tax and to spend, then to oversight, right? So I don't feel very comfortable when the member of parliament has fought very hard for money to go to Kiambu County. Then before it arrives, it finds him sitting in the constituency. So that is a personal view, but one that I hold very strongly. I would like to see my senator and my member of parliament oversighting, calling, and I have seen the Senate, for example, is very, very, very robust on this role. And I think that's the correct role. Says to the governor, this is the report we have received. Tell us how you spent this money. If the senator was down there himself spending some money, I think the ability to ask another spender how he spent might be compromised. So unfortunately, I don't support that. Now, finally, do I oppose the setting up of the office of leader of the official opposition? No, I don't oppose at all. Actually, I think it makes politics neater. It makes politics neater. It keeps this general closer to his troops, or to her troops for that matter. The truth is, in a democracy, the opposition is a government in waiting. And therefore, in fact, the opposition has shadow cabinet ministers. So they should be operating in parliament, shadowing the other cabinet minister, asking them questions that are informed and that help to show that this party at the next election, they are ready. They are ready to be the government. They are responsible, they are organized, and that is their general there, the leader of the official opposition. And he is accorded all due. In a democracy, the leader of the opposition actually has such high level of security clearance that he is briefed. He is briefed the same way the president is briefed. If there are national security questions, he is briefed. If there are internal threats, external threats, he is briefed. If they are visiting delegations and so on, the leader of the opposition is briefed. So that, and that is why in a democracy we call it the royal opposition, the loyal opposition. The opposition is not a hostile. It's not a hostile group of people. It is part and parcel of government. It is loyal. The opposition is loyal to the government of the day. Because after the next election, chances are that the opposition will be the government and the government will be the opposition. That's the way it should work. Finally, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, I have no problem with that. I think it is a way of organizing cabinet to make it more efficient, to make it more. I found out in my time in the cabinet that cabinet works best if the committee systems work. But the committee systems are very difficult to organize if there isn't somebody who is chairing them, bringing them together and supervising them. The president cannot do that. He's very busy. The vice president is very busy deputizing. And by default, I did find at one point, when we had a very, very heavy legislative agenda immediately after the new constitution, I found myself playing that role, bringing people to the state law office and organizing around the legislation that we had. So I would have no difficulty with that at all. Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I spoke for too long. Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. Kalonzo, you were not here before, so I would like to acknowledge you. And that's my presentation.
Thank you very much, Professor, for that very incisive engagement with quite a number of unpopular views, with as you said, with the political class.
Yeah.
Maybe on a light note, is that how